spot video on are you taping me?
Yeah.
Like videotaping
Yeah.
me? You didn't tell me to do my hair and nothing?
You didn't iron your shirt either.
Jeremiah?
Get all wrinkled today.
Yeah.
Didn't iron your shirt.
Look, I know, my wrinkled shirt today. Alright, so you basically want to come left of sternum, start as high as you can. On that video they talk about the circular motion, so you'll see that. And then once you find a spot that's what we consider a good window, then you want to adjust your TGCs and your gain. On the sector probes, the phased array, your LGCs will work. So you can see I'm pulling them all the way up, pulling them all the way down. So you just want to, usually a little smiley face profile to give a little more oomph on the edges. I am in harmonics. It has the little circle. If I take harmonics off, you can see the difference. This is using resolution. This is using the tissue, and this is using penetration. And then when I pop harmonics on at the highest, I get better endocardial definition. Everybody see that? I'm going to have my focal zone, as soon as I find it, at the level, about valvular level, a little below the aortic or right at the aorta. You don't want it too bright, you don't want it too dark. So this is my parasternal long. When you're in parasternal long, you want to bring your trackball over. You can start right to left or left to right to sweep. You want to put your little caliper, your little sample, right over your valve area and hit M mode. It's going to draw your couple beats of your aortic valve, come down and sweep over your mitral valve.
That's at 11 o'clock?
I'm not moving my transducer, I'm just moving my sample.
I was just wondering where your hand is.
Oh yeah,
I
I'm
can't
more
see
at
it.
11 o'clock. Yeah, around 10 for him. But this M mode sweep is looking at the temporal resolution over those valves and over the mitral valve and over the LV. So you want to do that. Oh shoot, I should have showed you. That's the sweep part, but you can't really record that. So you want to come for the LV. You want to come just below the mitral valve opening. Then you get your mitral valve. You get your aortic valve. Then you freeze it. And you can scroll back and get the 3 different levels. And you want to label this LV, clip it, acquire it, come up to your mitral valve, label it mitral valve, acquire it, come to your aortic valve, label the aortic valve, and acquire it.
Oh, you're looking at the camera now.
Wow.
Huh?
It only acquires what section showing up.
Yeah, because it won't.
She got all 3 of those so quick.
Our digital systems won't acquire real-time info. And then when you're done, you just go back to 2D. Then you want to tilt upward more superiorly. And this is not as easy on everybody. It's a better window, actually. So you want to tilt the probe superiorly. And I'm going to bring in my RVIT, my right ventricular inflow tract. Inflow into the ventricle is the tricuspid valve.
Are you tilting the head or the tail? Superior.
I'm tilting the beam, so the head of the probe.
Okay.
So this is the septum, then I'm taking the septum out, and this is the tricuspid, and this is the right ventricle. And then if I tilt the tail up towards his nose, tilting the beam inferiorly, that is his, gosh, you got a good, I'm sorry, this is tricuspid. I'm sorry, that was pulmonic. This is the RVIT. This is tricuspid. So this is RV, this is tricuspid, this is RA. And then if I go back and I tilt superiorly with the tail of the probe down towards his knee, then that's the pulmonic. And that's a little more difficult to see. This would be LV, and this would be the pulmonary artery. And you see a lot of air in the way. That's respiratory. So take a breath in and let it all out. And hold it out as long as you can. And sometimes you can clear that up. Sometimes you can't. It's not bad, actually. That's the hardest view on adults is the RVOT, the right ventricular outflow tract, the pulmonic valve. And that's that one of those 2 shots that we give the pulmonic valve. So you really should try to get that one in, okay? And then when you're done with your parasternal long images, you want to rotate to around 1 o'clock, but you really are watching here. Everybody's going to be different, and you want to rotate clockwise without sliding into your parasternal short. And now, you see how it was over here? I'm just sweeping the beam over to try to straighten it up. It was kind of cattywampus. I don't know a better word. So I'm just sweeping my beam. Let me see if I can show you. And it's a lot of it is feeling. It's hard to describe because you gotta feel it. So I got my parasternal long. I'm turning. And this time when I turn, I'm at what level? I'm kind of in between because that's aortic and that's tricuspid pulmonic. So I'm kind of in between there. So there's my mitral in the middle. So I'm going to bring up my gain in the middle. There's my base. So I have my aortic here. This is pulmonic. And then sometimes you have to sweep the beam a little bit and rotate a little more. This leaflets aren't coming in. Last time I tried a different window. I'm going to come down a little bit. Try a little lower window. I'm scared. Sucking up my juice. Sucking up my gel.
No, your hands are supposed to look like it's half a barrel.
What'd you say?
Just know
That's why
what
you
your
wanna
images
shave
are
them.
supposed to look like. Yeah.
Alright, so there's my parasternal
They'll
long.
do what they do.
And now I'm changing to my short. Now you can see a little bit of the cusp of the aortic, but all three of his cusps aren't that clearly coming in. And that's not abnormal. That's when we use our zoom. We can try to bring our box over, resize it, position it, use our zoom or magnify to try to bring it in.
Holy moly.
And now we can see our aortic valve, we can see our pulmonic valve there. A little bit of tricuspid, take a breath in and let it all out. And a little bit of tricuspid is coming in, but a lot of that is air. It's lung interference. I'm going to angle inferiorly, tilting my tail of the probe up towards his face, up towards his nose, and I see my mitral. Looks like fish mouth. And then if I keep going inferiorly, I see my paps, but it's not always in that same imaging plane. Sometimes I have to move around a little bit. And there it is.
Nice.
There are my paps. And there's actually a fourth level all the way down to the apex, beyond the paps, if I keep angling the transducer tail up towards his nose. Okay? So that's the sweep. See, as I go up more close to the base, it's closer to the transducer, it gets so bright. This is when you gotta constantly change your gains and stuff. Alright?
Yeah.
You will be, I think I have you putting color on this for your PE.
Real-time 2 beat loop and 1 frozen enable.
Okay, maybe that's for your proficiency. So for your proficiency, you will be putting color on, and you just hit your color. And you can practice color on any valve, really, across any valve. I'm going to increase my gain all the way up and back it down till it no longer speckles.
That lady called it popcorn
What lady?
on the video.
How?
Popcorn
And
artifacts.
then I bring over and look at my aortic, and then I'm going to sweep over and try to see if I can see my tricuspid. And that's the breathing technique. Sometimes you have to have them take a half a breath in. Sometimes you can clean it up that way also. Breathe normal. Question, so you have 4 views for your parasternal, right? Parasternal long, RVIT, RVOT, parasternal short at 3 different levels. 4 if you can get down to the apex. Okay? Do you want me to show you apicals this week or wait till next week? Okay, it's a democracy.
I'm ready to scan.
Yeah, wait till next
See,
week.
I told y'all.